Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Barakathom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutations to Ya'akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the Brother Raya with another video, and I'm going to start off with the precept I've been using quite often lately, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, and that son of perdition has been revealed to be Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the red Hebrew Edomite. And when we go down to perdition in the Strongs, it's
Strong's G 684. Apoleia.
Apoleia, destroying, utter destruction, a perishing, ruin, destruction. And ever since these Edomites came into the little season of their rulership, beginning with the Renaissance, that's all you've been seeing on the planet Earth. Death, destruction, rape, robbery, and murder, from colonialism all the way up until today. Just look at the wars Esau Edom has fought. They've been more destructive than any other war fought in history, such as World War I and World War II, where tens of millions of people's lives were taken. And the reason Esau Edom's been able to cause so much destruction and have a foothold on having the most advanced weaponry is because his blessing was the sword, as it states in Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to start at verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. And you can clearly see these Edomites, or so-called white people, are the ruling race on the planet right now. And the dew of heaven from above, they're in control of low orbit space. That's why they have those space stations and satellites. And by thy sword shalt thou live, by your weapons, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And with this article I'll be reading from on activistpost.com, we'll see an example of Esau Edom's blessing being the sword. The article's titled, Blood Money. Meet the top 20 companies profiting from endless war, endless perdition, endless destruction. Military spending is growing around the world, and in 2017 it increased by 1.1%, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. U.S. arms expenditures rose by $9.6 billion, driving the global rise and further consolidating the status of the United States, also known as biblically Babylon the Great, as the world's top spender on the military by far. Thy blessing shall be the sword. The U.S. spending on war is rooted in post-World War II New Pentagon capitalism that eventually became known as the military-industrial complex. I'm going to jump down to here. The main beneficiary of the model has been the U.S. defense industry. The U.S. is now home to 5 of the world's top large military contractors, with U.S.-based companies accounting for 57% of total arms sales by the top 100 large contractors worldwide, according to SIPRI, data analyzed by USA Today. And if you go to all these different conflicts around the globe right now, you better best believe that it all leads back to some Edomites being involved through these weapon industries or other Edomite interests. Companies such as Lockheed Martin, which made $44.9 billion in arms sales in 2017, enjoy revenue from the U.S. government alone that totals more than the combined annual budgets of the Internal Revenue Service and the Environmental Protection Agency, which is supposed to be protecting the people and the environment, showing where Esau Edom's priorities are. His blessing the sword to keep his control of the planet, which is quickly slipping out of his hands. Meanwhile, A number of other companies across the globe have raked in handsome profits from the global trade in arms, many of which are used to commit horrific atrocities and crimes against humanity in such battlegrounds as Yemen, and that war is being fought by the Saudi Arabians, and who's the main supplier of their arms? The United States. According to a new analysis of CPRI data by 24/7 Wall Street, the following companies made the most money from government's addiction to war spending and the demand for arms in conflict zones all over the world. And I'm going to go to Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, remember red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, that blessing of the sword of Esau Edoms. And these nations around the world that are fighting all these wars are using weapons from these Edomite manufactured companies, that they should kill one another. And just to hammer in that point on that word red, this is Genesis 25, verse 25, because as it says in Isaiah chapter 28, I believe, precept must be upon precept and line upon line. This Bible is like a puzzle that you have to put together to get to see the full picture. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And these Edomites aren't white. They have red skin. And Esau Edom is that red horse with that great sword, because his blessing was the sword to take peace from the earth. This is a picture I found on Google Images. Why is your face so red? And what do we have here? So-called white person, a Edomite, a red Hebrew Edomite. But let's see who owns all these weapons companies. Textron, the United States. Armored vehicles, unmanned aircraft, and attack helicopters. Naval Group, France, more Edomites. Naval defense systems, warships, and submarines. Leidos, the United States. IT infrastructure, data analytics, cybersecurity, logistics, surveillance vehicle and equipment development and maintenance. Rolls-Royce, the mother of the United States. The United Kingdom, defense, aerospace, marine, and nuclear power systems, including engines for aircraft like the C-130 Hercules, T-45 Goshawk, and Japanese military F-22 Osprey fleet. Honeywell International, the United States yet again, long-range weapon systems, operating systems for unmanned aerial vehicles, and missile navigation systems, Chinook helicopter T-55 engines, maintenance, and miscellaneous services. We have a little switch up here, the United Shipbuilding Corps with the Russians, also Edomites, shipbuilding, repair, and maintenance facilities across the Russian Federation. Slovakia. United Aircraft Corps, Russia, the MiG, the Sukhoi, and the Yak fighter jets. 13. Huntington Ingalls Industries, United States, nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and submarines, surface combatants, amphibious assault and transport vehicles, and Coast Guard cutters. L3 Technologies, the United States again, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance products and services, communications technology used in top U.S. drones such as Predator and Global Hawk, power distribution and communication technology used by the U.S. Navy's Virginia-class submarine. United Technologies Corps, United States. I hope you're starting to see a pattern here. Advanced systems for military helicopters such as rescue hoists and autopilot systems, laser-guided weapons, warning systems, engines used by military aircraft in 34 militaries worldwide, including the latest U.S. jets. Almaz Anti, Russia, surface-to-air missiles. Leonardo, Italy, land and naval electronics, information systems, helicopters, jet aircraft, and unmanned aerial vehicles, torpedoes and ammunition, weapon systems. Thales, France, land, air, sea, and cyber defense products and services, radar systems for missile fire control, Airbus Group, Trans-European, commercial and private aircraft, Eurofighter Typhoon jet used in numerous militaries, including the Gulf Arab states, cybersecurity, secure communication devices, A400M and C-295 transport aircraft, General Dynamics Corps, United States, warships such as the Arleigh Burke-class destroyer and Zumwalt-class guided missile destroyer, submarines including the Columbia-class sub, the latest U.S. Army Abrams tank, communications, IT, cybersecurity systems, Northrop Grumman Corps, the United States, fighter jets including the B-2 stealth bomber and F-35, maintenance for U.S. strategic fleets and communication systems, BAE Systems, United Kingdom, ground combat vehicles such as the Challenger 2, fighter jets including the Typhoon and F-35, Raytheon, United States, air-to-surface, surface-to-surface, air-to-air, and surface-to-surface precision-guided missiles, bombs, and torpedoes, tactical small-arms sights, Boeing, United States, civilian aircraft such as the 737, 747, 767, 777, and 787 families, KC-46 refueling aircraft, P-8 Poseidon aircraft, F-15 fighters, Apache helicopters, Lockheed Martin, United States, F-16, F-22, and F-35 fighter jets, sonar technologies, ships, missile defense systems, and missiles used by the Navy. So as you can see, these Edomites, or so-called white people, have a stranglehold on the weapons industry worldwide, again, because that was their blessing that they received from Isaac. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And ever since, Esau's been utilizing his blessing, the sword, and has gained control of the planet. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.